If you ask most people throughout the world, they will say Rolex is the best wristwatch brand. As a status symbol, Rolex is one of the most popular luxury brands. This company is one of the most recognizable and desirable brands worldwide. Winston Churchill and James Bond have both worn it, and over $17 million was paid at auction for the most expensive Rolex ever sold. While it is widely known that Rolex watches are expensive, some people still wonder why they are sold at a very high price. The watches are made of valuable parts, but sometimes there are people who think that this is just clever branding. There is also the history of the popular brand and how it fared all through these years. If you are truly interested, well, you're in luck, because today we're going to look into the reason why Rolex is so expensive. Welcome to Lux Life, and when it comes to luxury and lifestyle, we've got you covered. But before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Now, let's begin. Before we get into the reasons why we should know something important, first, how much does a Rolex watch cost? Well, it varies depending on the kind that you're buying. But for starters, a mechanical Rolex watch can go at around £3,250 for the Oyster Ladies watch. You can go higher and pay £5,000 for a James Bond SUBMARINER. But if you want to go big, then you can try a cult DAYTONA and pay £8,250 for it. Or perhaps you're willing to spend more. If you're going for this option, you can try the Platinum Ice Blue Diamond DAYTONA, which is worth £50,000. It can go even higher depending on the kind, and if it is a limited edition type, which is usually ridiculously expensive. Rolex offers a wide range of timepieces that people could afford if they were to save up or have a high-paying job, of course. But despite being known to be pricey, it is still considered to be achievable to most consumers, and the gratification of being able to own one timepiece from the brand might be enough to take you to cloud nine. Wilsdorf intended to create a timepiece that was not only precise, but also beautiful, because at the time, wristwatches were not known for their high degree of precision. He employed miniature movements produced by a business in Bern, Switzerland that specialized in the production of watch parts. He selected the name Rolex because it was condensed, allowing it to be displayed on the watch and straightforward to pronounce in any language. The corporation placed a strong emphasis on the overall quality of the movements, and its efforts to find precise timing ultimately resulted in a product that was commercially viable. In 1910, a Rolex timepiece was awarded the Swiss Certificate of Precision by the official watch rating facility in Bern. This was the very first time an analog watch had won the prize. The Kew Observatory in the United Kingdom gave Rolex a Class A certification in 1914. This is remarkable because marine clocks were the only ones to receive this sort of certification back then. Rolex became synonymous with premium products after this point. In 1919, Rolex shifted its headquarters to Geneva, and by 1926, Rolex had launched the OYSTER. This was the first waterproof wristwatch with a sealed case to protect the inner movements. The next year, an English swimmer named Mercedes Gleitz wore the OYSTER watch while swimming across the English Channel. The watch survived the 10-hour journey and remained in good working order on the other side. Explorers flying over Everest in 1933 all wore Rolexes. In September 1935, Sir Malcolm Campbell broke the record for land speed by traveling faster than 300 miles per hour. What was that on his wrist? Indeed, a Rolex. These are just examples of the company's excellent early branding and marketing strategies. Is there a better timepiece on the market right now? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. When Sir Edmund Hillary climbed Mount Everest while wearing a Rolex, by this time, Rolex was well known as a watch that successful people wore. This watch is for people who win, break records, and go on adventures. And as years passed, Rolex continued to be the market leader when it came to wristwatches. Every watch that leaves the factory in Bern has to pass a lot of tests. A separate group, the Swiss Chronometer Testing Institute, also checks them for their quality and the name. Superlative chronometer is given to each watch. Each Rolex is accurate to within -2 or +2 seconds a day, which is better than the strict requirements of -4 to +6 seconds each day. Watch movements are expensive to make, which is another reason why Rolex watches are so expensive. The parts are small, and a lot of them break when they are being made. The Swiss have some of the most expensive labor costs in the world because these parts have to be put together by hand. Also, the materials are hard to get and cost a lot. Rolex uses 904L steel instead of the more common 316L steel, which adds to the cost of making the watches. This metal is harder and shinier, but it also costs more and is harder to work with. Usually, the quality of the work is better than, say, an Omega or a Tag Heuer. Rolex watches can't be priced at the same level as watches from other brands. Rolex makes between 800,000 and 1 million watches every year, and it does everything itself, including melting its gold and steel. People could say that Rolex watches have fair prices because the retail prices are close to what they are worth when they are sold again. You wouldn't lose much money if you bought a new Rolex watch, wore it for a year or so, and then sold it to someone else. Some popular models might be worth more after 10 or 20 years than they were when they were first sold. This is a rare thing for a watch to do, but it fits with Rolex's smart marketing and brand value. Even though Rolex wristwatches are expensive, it will be hard to find another product of the same quality. Rolex has built a good name for itself over the years because of how long and well its watches are made. Not only do mechanical watches cost a lot to make, but they also cost a lot to design. So when we think about how much Rolex watches cost, we have to think about how much they cost to make, how well they are made, and what materials they are made of. If you enjoy this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, click subscribe and hit the notification bell to receive updates in our latest videos. Also, feel free to leave us a comment if you want to watch more videos. Head on over to our channel to see more from Lux Live. See you!